If you're used to Modern Warfare 3 Warzone's movement style, it might make you feel like this.
Julian!
But the good news is I can fix most of that for you. The bad news is I can't fix the other half. But when you're getting into meta, you also need to consider one thing that people frequently overlook, and that is called perks. Now, the perks in the game have been changed and they have been readdressed completely for Black Ops, and they've added in wildcards. So let's get into the perks, find you the best, get rid of the worst, and cover the ones that work the best together. Perks are frequently forgotten about when deciding meta things, so I'm going to go ahead and save you a lot of trouble and get that done for you. So one of the things that we need to consider is we get 3 perks and 1 wildcard. And it does matter what wildcard you're running on some of the perk choices. So let's look at the perks first. Blue perks are reflexes, which we don't have access to yet. That comes in part of Archie's Festive Frenzy event. I'll cover that when it comes out. Veteran perk is part of the hit list event, which we're doing right now, but we won't get for a while. This is basically cold-blooded mixed with other perks from the last one that gives you immunity to the Grenadier perk, which is up next. Immunity to snapshots mean you can't get hit by them, and resistant to flash, gas, movement, and shock negative effects. Basically, this is a combination perk of basically removing negative effects applied by surrounding objects or by explosives. Grenadier allows you to see the range and the arc of your grenade, and it also, whenever it explodes on somebody, makes them not be able to regenerate health until they remove shrapnel. With that being said, I don't think the shrapnel effect is actually in the game because it either just delays the healing by a few seconds, or it is supposed to make you have to remove something like the trackers used to do inside of Modern Warfare 3 that no one ever used. But there was a tracker you could use. If you got hit by it, you have to hold the interact button to remove the thing. So either this is broken or it's just not working terribly well. This is the default perk you start with, so you're probably not going to get a lot of use out of this other than the arc and distance throw. Dexterity is remove weapon motion while jumping, sliding, diving, and take less fall damage. This is a combination of Mountaineer and the default perk you used to have in Modern Warfare 3, which allowed you to be able to move around a little bit more fluidly without causing a bunch of screen shake. This one needs to be a default perk again, but unfortunately enough, we haven't got that. Scavenger, this allows you to start with the maximum ammo for your primary weapon, and you also pick up ammo and plates from your enemies. It also allows you to get more ammo whenever you are grabbing a loadout. So basically, this is one of the probably best perks if you're not running dexterity inside the blue side, because especially for any of the Resurgence gameplay, this is going to allow you to stay constantly with plates, especially with the removal of the backpack system and you have a limited plate reserve, especially if you don't have a satchel yet. This will help you keep plates, help you keep ammo, and this is perfect for the hyper aggressive players. Along with, though, Survivor. Survivor allows you to start regenerating health at 3 seconds instead of 7. That's 4 seconds off your regen time, which is massive, especially for Resurgence. So I'm going to see a lot of the Resurgence players fighting over dexterity, Scavenger, and Survivor. Going into the red perks, we've got Quartermaster. This is your restock, recharge equipment over 50 seconds. Bomb Squad, this allows you to take less damage from explosives, and it also allows you to see equipment and kill streaks through walls. Can hack equipment, can ADS to highlight the equipment for your allies, and it does not reduce kill streak damage, meaning this will not save you from cluster strikes or airstrikes or bunker busters, but it will protect you from things like grenades and other things that you can lay on the floor. Tracker is Tracker. It's pretty good. It's mixed with Combat Scout now, so this will allow you to follow footprints and will also ping players that you shoot. The further they are away, the longer they are pinged. Sprinter, this is Infinite Attack Sprint. It is both wonderful and useless at the same time. You do have access to Infinite Attack Sprint all the time if you pull out your knife, but the Sprinter allows you to do that with your weapon. This is going to be really well used for both big map and small map. This is for those players that just need to chase players down. Keep in mind, though, if you are infinitely attack sprinting, you are infinitely dealing with the slowest ADS speed in the game. You need to build your weapons for the fastest sprint to fire and ADS speed whenever possible, because one, you're going to be closing distances anyway, so the damage range isn't going to be as important for you on your SMG, but also because with the attack sprint is the slowest ADS speed to begin with, so you want to try to counteract that with your builds. Cold-blooded, immunity to combat scout, which is again just the tracker stat, which there is no actual combat scout on here, so this is obviously a leftover trigger. Immunity to scrambling and EMP effects, that's super useful. It helps you keep out of sight of the scramblers and the counter UAVs, so it's pretty good, and will not trigger alertness. One of the strongest perks in the game. I'll get over that one here in a little bit. Quick Fix is currently broken. If you're running it, right now and it's working for you, great. If you're running it right now and you feel like it's useless, it's because it mostly is. So you will still get the quick fix whenever you down or finish players, but you will not get quick fix right now whenever plating, which is a massive part of the perk itself. You're supposed to be able to start healing immediately upon plating, which should allow you to not have to run scavenger, and so you can run dexterity or not run survivor. Allows you to run either dexterity or scavenger in perk 1 and then run quick fix to fix a lot of the issues, but unfortunately that does not work. This also allows you to do the one-handed plate insert, which allows you the ability to hip fire while plating, but unfortunately the one-handed plating is also slower than the traditional one, not by a lot, but by a little bit, however I can tell. And so you're trading off a slower plating for a faster regen when this one starts working. I would probably avoid this one for now until they either patch it or until they come out and say, hey, we didn't mean it to actually do this for plating, which it says right there in the description, so obviously one of them is lying. Let's get into perk set 3. This is Gung Ho. This is what we used to be able to do. This was another default perk for Modern Warfare 3. Reduce movement penalties when reloading or using equipment. Reload while attack sprinting. Very good perk, again, for the hyper-aggressive player. If you are playing a sniper support and you aren't getting up in people's face, this is probably not as useful. This one does combo exceptionally well with Sprinter. So if you're considering running Sprinter, consider maybe Gung Ho. Resolute gives you a 15% movement speed bonus whenever you drop below your plates. So whenever you get hit, you're basically going to start sprinting faster. You can combo this with stems. The most recent update for stems, even though it did bring the speed boost from 1 second to 3 seconds on stems, it did cap Resolute and stems combo together to a maximum of 20% movement speed. So if you're running Resolute, you're probably not going to want to run stems. You'll probably want to stick to smokes or something else that can cover your tracks, as the combo between the two isn't nearly as strong as it could be, and you'll probably end up wasting a bit of it. Ghost is really strong right now. Immunity to heartbeat sensors and proxy alarms, and the ability to stay off the minimap while moving allows you to move around the map, of course, with less detection, meaning you can flank players better. This, of course, combos best with suppressors, something to keep you off the minimap, but let it be known that there have been a couple of times where this has bugged, so do keep up with the updates just in case Ghost is bugged, and you'll want to swap of that soon. Bird's Eye allows you to see players with Ghost, so this is a direct counter to Ghost, and so part of the reason why I generally don't frequently recommend Ghost, because it does have a direct counter in its own category. UAVs are 25% longer, and they show, or larger, and they show the heading of enemy players. This is essentially enough. This kind of turns every UAV into like miniature advanced UAV. Players with Ghost do not show heading, which means it shows you where players are with Ghost, and it applies increase applies to UAVs, UAV towers, and portable radars. Meaning if you use any of that stuff frequently, Bird's Eye is extremely useful, especially if you are the scouting type of player. So this will help find people and keep your backs safe. And obviously with the larger area on top of the Bird's Eye, you will be actually seeing people before they could see you with a UAV, allowing you to kind of plan your pushes. Very good for those players on big map that are hoping to try to plan their approaches and not get caught off guard. Tempered, one of the best combos right now in the game that I have found so far is with Tempered. Tempered allows you to have 2 plates instead of 3 for your max, meaning with the reduced plate counts, you can stay in the fights longer, you can whittle players down more efficiently, and you get to plate up faster. When Quick Fix works, Quick Fix with Tempered, and then run something like Survivor or Scavenger or Dexterity, you're going to be looking at a player that is easily able to close distances, save plates, stay healthy, and be hyper aggressive. But again, with Quick Fix not working, right now, the Tempered works exceptionally well with Survivor. This gives you 2 extremely fast healing situations, and then you can run that with either Sprinter to get yourself in and out of fights quickly, or you can run it with something like Quartermaster, so you can run stems, so you have another way to continue to regen health. Tempered is very strong no matter where you are. If you end up with Tempered, it's not a loss. And then Alertness. This is one of the strongest perks in the game. It says it senses when enemies are nearby and tells you when you're being aimed at. So if you're familiar with High Alert, it works like High Alert, so it gives you the ping around you whenever someone is aiming at you. But it also offers what's called the Alertness perk, which allows you to be alerted within 30 meters of someone walking into your area. There are counters to this. I do believe that Ghost doesn't allow that to be to trigger, but I obviously don't have the tooltip right here to see it. But right now, alertness is one of the strongest because you literally know when someone walks into your area. It can be a bit paranoia, especially when you start getting in-game circles. But if you never make it to in-game circles because you're getting jumped from players that you didn't know were there, then obviously it doesn't matter if you start getting paranoid in circles because you're just spectating somebody else. So running alertness is going to be a very good way to make sure that you do not get snuck up on, and it'll help you stay alive. If you can get past the paranoia of people aiming at you, then alertness might be your perk. The best combos I've found so far with alertness is Quartermaster, because you do regen your stems, and the stems are doing pretty good. 3-second movement speed boost and the ability to get out of the way of players that are looking at you is exceptional. You can start popping the stem before you ever get shot because they're looking at you. You get the ping, and this will give you a way to cover a little bit more efficiently. And then running that in the future with Veteran will be very nice because you'll be resistant to a lot of the effects. You can run it with Dexterity for the ability to jump off of stuff and to be moving around a little bit more effectively, or whenever you can run Survivor, and that will help you start healing a bit faster. Basically, most of the blue perks are going to be useful. Half of the red perks are useful, and then all of the gold perks are pretty useful. The combos that I'm enjoying the best right now is Dexterity, Sprinter, and Gung Ho for hyper-aggressive play, Tempered with Quick Fix for the future, and Survivor for players that want the help of staying alive with a bunch of different ways to heal quickly, and then Scavenger comboed with Sprinter and Tempered as a way to be a little bit aggressive and be able to get in and out. That's pretty much one of my favorites for any of the Resurgence style gameplay. There's significantly less info to have to come into you from the Wildcards system. We have 4 of them. Overkill is how you get access to a primary and then a secondary. So if you're familiar with the Warzone that you've been playing from Modern Warfare 3, this is how you get access to the builds that you would get from Modern Warfare 3. This allows you to have an AR and an SMG, or a sniper and an AR, or a shotgun and a rocket launcher, or whatever you want to do. This allows you to run primary weapons. So I know I get this question a lot inside of my streams, which is, how do I equip an SMG instead of a pistol? This is your answer. You'll have to use Overkill. Now, let it be known that you have to actively change something in your class to be able to run Overkill. In a new class, you'll see over here in the bottom, say I have Primary Gunfighter equipped, so that I'm using a class that has 7 attachments. I cannot equip Overkill unless I remove the build. Now, of course, I already had this one put together, so it automatically reverted, but you'll have to swap to a weapon with 5 attachments before you'll be able to take off the Overkill perk, allowing you to choose, or before you'll be able to take off the Gunfighter perk, allowing you to choose Overkill. When you choose Overkill, you'll then be able to go into your pistol section and then choose a weapon from any of your categories, allowing you to play again. If you see an exclamation point next to the weapon, that means it's running 2 minutes. You need to choose one with less or create a brand new build. The next wildcard we're going to look at is Bandolier. This allows you to pick up your loadout and have a munitions satchel already built in. This is very important for anybody that wants to run a weapon like a marksman rifle or a sniper rifle as their primary. Something like the Sarkov or the DM10 takes sniper ammo, but you can't carry more than 40. And when you're running this inside of Warzone, you're going to need generally about a 30-round mag, meaning you can only reload once. But the munitions satchel allows you to carry more of some of the more exotic ammos, allowing you to carry extra for something like the Sarkov or the DM10 to be your primary. You'll be able to fight longer and run out of bullets significantly less. But unfortunately, the change to the ammo box now means you will no longer go to full ammo whenever you hit it. Now it applies the ammo of all sorts to you, but only a couple of magazines. The next wildcard we're going to cover is Gunfighter. You should already be familiar with this one, but if you're not, it allows you to equip 8 attachments. This will only work for any of the weapons from Black Ops 6. So Modern Warfare 2 and 3 weapons cannot run Gunfighter, and you can't even equip them whenever you have Gunfighter selected. So don't bother with it. It will just mark you out. You can't even create a new one. It just doesn't work. So if you're seeing those exclamation points, you probably have Gunfighter equipped, and you can't equip the Modern Warfare 2 or 3 weapons because of it. And then the last one is Battle Ready. I find Battle Ready is extremely useful in Plunder, and I haven't used it a lot inside of Warzone, but I can see its value for players that want to run as a very coherent team that have their loadouts built around each other. Giving you a UAV immediately upon the loadout and a utility box means that you can come back from some really bad situations, or This might be very useful if you find yourself in a last circle area with a loadout box nearby. You can grab one of these and get a UAV utility box and then start wiping up the teams that don't know how you got access to such information so late into the game. So I generally am going to always recommend keeping one of each of these classes built inside of your thing, unless of course you've recently prestiged and don't have access to them. You'll see I'm in prestige 7, so I've lost access to battle ready for the moment, but having access to all of these inside of your loadout builds is going to be very useful. Late game, battle ready, bandolier, or overkill could come in clutch, and then early game gunfighters, giving you enough time to get more money and get another 8 attachment weapon from your buy station, giving you basically just 2 overpowered weapon builds at any given time. Now, hopefully a lot of this helped you. I know I threw a lot of information at you, so if you do have any questions about how things may interact, or you want to know more about some of the perks and some of their combos, feel free to leave a comment down below. I will happily explain any of my choices and why I do so. And of course, if you're looking for more information about Warzone and how to get better at it, I have some videos over here for you covering some of the best weapons in the game, and more videos coming pretty much every day, especially until I can get through all the very new information for you and hopefully help you feel really comfortable inside of the integration. But thank you all for checking out the video. If you enjoyed it, feel free to drop a like or a sub if you'd like to find your way back. We stream here 6 days a week, every Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time till 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we try to have ourselves a wonderful time. We have a super awesome community. Come be a part of it. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else, peace.